Ki khubor ka bate si TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses, experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Walaga jela Meghalaya kelasaki Palat kat pralak ngon kejingwan jengong kai perthai kadaduk menta. Hende ke jela kamar ke jing Duna sebab Palat ke kali ke bela Jingpynbiang yakin jengong kai perthai. Yakini lapin tip do menteri ke jengong kai perthai ba polling do. Hading ke jingalang perkhat kam banyak keran sani kumnuan play kalat kamai ke bakam bah shushu yaki trai jela ke GM kamai jakpo daga kamnya kali tourist hadim ke all khasi Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association kradawa dangshan bakade ben khangno yaki jingwan rung jui kali tourist nambar ke jela bankit yaki no jungok kai perthai na Shillong shik jaga jungok kai perthai be pher phek bidan haga jela wapol retho bashan on sakhot yaki kinhon jinginong nya kali tourist Badiki Operator Association, Badiki Kanhun Pair Benethir, Yataisani Bahalo Kanikaman.
The All Khasi Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association and their call for a ban on vehicles from outside the state, from taking passengers from Shillong to different tourist spots of our state. And today's meeting was attended by senior government officials, including the Additional Chief Secretary, Dr. Shakil Ahmed, Director of Tourism, Mr. C.V. Dindor, Mr. Nombri, Joint Secretary Transport, Mr. Wani Walang, ADC, East Khasi Hills, and Mr. Tinkan, Assistant Commissioner of Transport. The discussion was on how do we facilitate better livelihood opportunities for our tourist taxi drivers. And in the course of the discussion, a plethora of issues emerged. One is the fact that there is a sizable number of associations of tourist associations, and these range from districts to districts and also at the state level. So there is not just one body. Two is that there is a gap between demand and supply. The demand for vehicles is steadily on the increase. The supply has more or less remained stagnant, but because of initiatives like the prime tourism vehicles, we are trying to match and meet up with the demand. Three is also we have to look at how rather than going for a ban, how do we regulate the system in a manner that our youth and those in the transport sector stand to gain. So in order to enable the government to push the dialogue forward, we have decided to convene a meeting with all these associations. I was given to understand that around 40% of these taxi and transporters associations cover only 40%, whereas 60% do not belong to any associations. So these also will be invited to this general meeting, because we would like to ensure that we provide the best possible service in catering to their interests, and at the same time we also ensure that any measures that we take should not have negative repercussions, because it is not only tourists from Assam who travel to Shillong and other tourist destinations, but people from Meghalaya also travel to parts of Assam. They visit their parks, they visit Kaziranga. So any system that we devise has to be done in a manner that will not have a negative impact on the tourism industry here in Meghalaya. First, we have assigned a duty to the transport department to give us the correct inputs on the actuals, that is the actual number of cars, buses and other modes of transport that are currently in operation, and the number of vehicles with Meghalaya registration. All those details transport department will provide to us, and on the basis of those inputs we will then call for this general meeting with the involving the transporters, tour operators mainly, and separately with the hotel owners and owners of homestays and whoever are part of the tourism industry.
So, when this meeting will be?
It should be within the next 10 to 12 days. See, at this point of time, we are only listening to and trying to address issues raised by Meghalaya tourists and those who are in the transport business. But if the need arises, yeah, we will also involve the tour operators and taxi drivers from Assam as well. You have to keep in mind that these transporters also have what is known as national permits, either national permits or permits of at least 3 states. So there are legal issues involved as well. But what I'm saying is that rather than focusing on just the problems being raised, we will also have to look at solutions. For instance, as I was mentioning, even our demand, because this is a demand-driven economy, and you can't close all doors when especially even the demand, our own operators are not able to meet up with the demand for accommodation and also transport facilities to the various tourist destinations. As I quoted, the number of footfalls has increased, whereas the number of vehicles has more or less remained stagnant. We will also have to address this from the tourism department. We have just introduced the prime vehicles, but we will certainly have to increase the fleet of vehicles. No, these are not part of any association, but as I mentioned, there is a need to have an association that represents all these various. Currently, we have a plethora of bodies, and it's difficult to talk to everybody because sometimes even the demand of one association directly negates the demand of another association. So unless they come together and have a common joint platform, how do we take the dialogue forward? Regulation would be to ensure that there is a balance between how much we can accommodate, where the other state is concerned, and what more can we do in order to upscale the services of Meghalaya's drivers. For instance, the quality of vehicles is what most tourists look for. And if that is found to be wanting, to be lacking, obviously a person will choose a better mode of transport, a better car, better system, AC, good music, stuff like that. We are looking at Assam as the entry point to Meghalaya. They have the airport, they have the railway station. And are we in a position to also put at risk the services currently being provided by Assam, Meghalaya vehicles flying to Assam, and Meghalayans generally visiting Assam, either as tourists or on grounds of health or education? All these will have ramifications. So, as a government, we have to act responsibly. There has to be a fine balancing, fine tuning of the emerging situation. A lot of demands can be raised, but how practical is that demand is what we have to see. Now we live in a digital age where you don't even need to physically book, a vehicle. You do it online, and there are people even in Delhi who provide that kind of service. Connect the visitors straight from Guwahati and then to Meghalaya. So a lot of these issues, are in the realm of what I would call intangible.